Hi, I'm Josh, owner and instructor here at Eastside Music Academy. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. This is the first in a series of instructional videos designed to help you, wherever you're at in your musical journey, whether it's just starting out in music or maybe you've been playing music for many years. But today I want to talk about practice. And practice, in my opinion, is the number one foundational thing for musicians to become better musicians, become more skilled in their craft, whatever instrument they're playing. And that might sound obvious to you, but understanding practice, understanding some of the key concepts to practicing correctly and efficiently are really going to go a long ways. And I like to say that correct practice makes perfect. Not just the fact that practice makes perfect, but practicing correctly. And in my opinion, that is very crucial. So we're going to look at three main concepts, in my opinion, that are so helpful to me over the years in my practice and my music, and hopefully they will be for you as well. The first concept is consistent practice. Make the time every single day. Whatever you have to do with your schedule, with your priorities, if music is a priority to you, you're going to make the time. We make the time for the things that we want to do. So make the time for practice. And what consistency will do for you is just invaluable. Number one, it keeps the material fresh in your mind, in your hands, in your memory, and it keeps you from lapsing back into old patterns that you had before. You're constantly reminding yourself of what you need to work on, and consistency is also going to speed up the learning process as well. Obviously, the more that you come back to it, the more that you revisit that piece of music or that technique that you're working on, the better you're going to be at it. One of the analogies I like to use is that of a weightlifter, a bodybuilder. The consistency that they lift weights and work out, that's what enables them to become, strong and cut and all those kinds of things. And if they lapse for a couple weeks, they come back, they're not going to be able to lift the same kind of weight that they did before. And it's very true with music as well. That consistency, in a sense, keeps your musical muscles really strong and helps you. So consistent practice would be the first key. The second concept is what I like to call goal-oriented practice. Many times in my teaching, I find that students have a tendency to play through a piece from the beginning to the end and call that practice, when in reality all they're really doing is simply playing the piece, not really practicing it. And one of the techniques in practice that really helps is setting goals in your practice sessions every single day. And it gives you something to work towards, and it helps to make learning the piece a little bit more manageable. For example, let's say you're working on a piano piece and you have right hand by itself and left hand by itself. You've been taking hands alone, which is a great practice strategy, by the way. And one of the things that you can do is set a goal for a practice session to say, okay, I'm going to get both hands together for these first two lines of music. Okay, just set that as a small goal. Don't worry about getting it all done at one time. We like to try to get everything accomplished all at once, and it's a process. And so setting goals is part of that process. And you'll find that you'll learn the piece much more efficiently. You'll make better use of your time. You'll become a better musician. Lots of benefits. So set small goals every practice session and watch what happens. The third concept is analytical practice. Many times when we're practicing, it's easy to go on what I like to call autopilot, where we're just playing through our music and we're just kind of hearing what we're playing, but not necessarily listening to what we're playing. And you might be thinking, wait a minute, Josh, I have 2 ears. Of course I'm listening to what I'm playing. But there's a difference between hearing and listening. A good example is if you were to walk into a room with a group of people talking, you would hear many different conversations, and that's just inevitable. That's going to happen. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you are listening to all of those conversations that are going on. Chances are you're going to tune into a conversation that's most interesting to you and listen to that instead, or jump in and start talking with those people. It's the same way in our practice and in music. It's easy to just kind of be hearing what we're playing, but not really be listening in an analytical sense. In other words, asking ourselves questions, analyzing, why am I practicing this way? Why am I playing the way that I'm playing? This is particularly helpful in trouble spots in music. Asking yourself questions like, okay, if I'm constantly hitting this brick wall in my piece of music or the technique that I'm trying to learn, why is this happening? And unfortunately, many times with students, they just get frustrated and they either give up or they just try to keep going over the same material without stopping and saying, okay, let's ask some questions here about why this is happening. Am I playing it too fast? Am I playing the correct notes? Is my rhythm correct? Is my technique correct? Asking these kinds of questions is going to help you analyze your music and get down to the root issue and most likely take care of the problem at hand. So analytical practice is super helpful. Well, I certainly hope that you found this video to be beneficial to you, and I certainly hope that you will tune in to the next video as we go more in depth with this concept of practice. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.